Vooka Nation. Welcome to yet another amazing episode Kona Lago Vooka Breakfast Show. And guess what? It's a spiritual Thursday where we all come together and remember about our spiritual alignment and obviously what matters to us spiritually. Now, I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Bless, to those who know me and those who do not know me. And guess what? We are not only coming to you live from YouTube, but we're also coming to you live from Underground Radio. And you can get yourself the Underground Radio app on iOS if you're an Apple user, or on the Play Store if you're an Android user. And do not forget to also go to our comment section using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile, hashtag Vooka Nation. And we're also more than welcome to send us a text, a voice note, or even call us on 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. And today we come bringing you one of South Africa's most talked about places, and this is the Hartebeesport Dam. Nestled against the Magaliesberg Mountains, Hartebees Dam is one of the Northwest's most loved escapes. Known simply as Harties, it offers a mixture of adventure and leisure, from boat cruises and to water sports, hiking trails, and the famous aerial cableway. The dam surroundings brim with markets, restaurants, and art galleries, making it a vibrant weekend hub. Wildlife sanctuaries nearby add a touch of nature, while the panoramic views from the cableway showcase the dam's sparkling waters framed by rigid peaks. Whether you're after relaxation, family fun, or adventure or adrenaline thrills, Hartebees Dam delivers a perfect blend of culture, serenity, and adventure. And today we are going with this amazing quote that says, "Do not go gentle into the good night," which is by Dylan Thomas. And on the International Dylan Thomas Day, we are also reminded that words matter. So please speak boldly, live passionately, and never shy away from expressing your truth, whether through music, poetry, or everyday conversation. Your voice has power. Use it to inspire, challenge, and also connect with others. We hope that that wonderful quote and inspirational will be your driving force for today, so that you can have an amazing and beautiful day. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're coming back with the news and sports headlines, followed by your weather and market updates.
It's up and down, I'm in a gambling phase. We're going round and round, it's a trampoline stay. Oh, it's like I never run out of breath, and I don't care if we make a mess. It doesn't matter what's coming next. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like someone can never get enough. Summer sugar left behind, and I don't wanna fall in love, just wanna be yours. Can we just be bonafide? Can we just be bonafide? You're stuck in this situation, and let go all inhibitions now, with no intermission. Why are you so goddamn cold? Tell me why, 'cause you know this ain't no love. So can we just be bonafide? Girl, you got me waking up confused, lost in time. Every moment tastes like someone.
And once again, a very good morning. My name is Moeketsi, my man, and these are some of your headlines making top stories this morning. Starting off with your first headline, the flood death toll rises to 10 in the Western Cape. The death toll from devastating floods in the Western Cape has risen to 10 as search and recovery operation continue. Torrential rain caused rivers to overflow, sweeping away vehicles and destroying homes. Thousands of residents have been left homeless, with informal settlements among the hardest hit. Emergency teams are providing shelter and food, while authorities warn that more rain could worsen conditions in already affected areas. Your next news headline, mother's pins hopes on royal pardon in Thailand case. The mother of a South African woman jailed in Thailand says she is clinging to hope that a royal pardon could bring her daughter home. Nearly 6 years after her imprisonment, the family maintains that the woman is innocent. With legal options exhausted, they are now appealing to the Thai royal system for mercy as time continues to pass. Your last news headline, caught years of Adams' history of defying the law. The bail hearing of the NCC leader and MP Fadil Adams has had allegation of a long historic and disregarding of the law. Prosecutors told the Pinetown Magistrate Court that Adams has previously ignored court orders and made inflammatory public statements. The state argues that releasing him on bail could endanger the public and undermine the justice system. That's all for your news headline. Now heading over to your sports news, starting off with football news. Zwane proud as Amazulu fall short of top 3. Amazulu coach Arthur Zwane says he is proud of his team's progress this season, even though they missed out on a top 3 finish. Zwane highlighted the growth of a young squad that competed against better resourced teams in the Betway Premiership. He believes finishing 4th still reflects a strong improvement and shows the club is moving in the right direction. Zwane says the experience gained this season will help Amazulu build for the future as they aim to challenge higher up the table next season. Ring over to your Comrades news. Gerda Steyn is still learning the Comrades challenge. A 4-time Comrades marathon winner Gerda Steyn says she is still learning how to run the famous race. Despite her success, Steyn believes each edition brings new lessons, both mentally and physically. She says Comrade is about more than the distance, as runners must overcome inner limits and race what is in front of them. Steyn will line up as the favorite once again, but her comments show respect for the challenge of a race she describes as bigger than just winning. On your cricket news, Rabada back to his best in IPL 2026. Kagiso Rabada has returned to top form in the IPL, producing his best season in years after the Gujarat Titans. The Proteas fast bowler has taken 21 wickets in 12 matches, is among the leading wicket takers in the tournament. After struggling in recent seasons and serving a short suspension last year, Rabada says rhythm and simplicity have helped his comeback. His performances have played a key role in the Gujarat rise up in the IPL standing this season. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more sports and news updates throughout the show. Don't forget to share your thoughts on these headlines with us on social media using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and send us your voice note on 0604933226. That's 0604933226. Right now, we are going to be giving you all your latest when it comes to your weather update and your market rates. If you want to share your thoughts and sentiments, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now, we are live on YouTube and also live on Underground Radio app. Giving it back to Afriberry with your latest.
Yes, welcome back. And when it comes to your weather update, Johannesburg is standing at 11 degrees Celsius with clear skies. Cape Town is standing at 12 degrees Celsius with few clouds, and Durban is at 17 degrees Celsius with light rain. Pretoria is at 10 degrees with clear skies. And that is all for your weather update. Heading over to your markets, the US dollar is standing at 16 Rand 45 cents. The Great British Pound is standing at 22 Rand 22 cents. The euro is standing at 19 Rand 27 cents. The Japanese yen is standing at 10 cents. And when it comes to your gold, you'll be expected to spend. Sorry about that. When it comes to your gold, you're expected to spend 77,000 per ounce. When it comes to your Brent crude oil, you'll be expected to spend 1,700 Rand. And when it comes to your Bitcoin, you'll be expected to spend 1,300,000. So I hope you guys are ready for that one, because we definitely do have a jam-packed show lined up for you. You know, we always aim at giving you the best and making sure that you always start your day with a dose of energy. Mo, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing good, and of course the best is yet to come as we are looking in this morning. We want to know from you how you are doing, and of course the hashtag to use is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So stay locked in, because when it comes to what we bring you, is going to be interesting. So stay tuned.
We are live. Durban streets, what's poppin'?
Your favorite morning crew
on the Vooka
Breakfast Show. Let's go.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous Naomi P. Umkabayi Gamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE list. My name is MooCee list on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
It's exactly 10 minutes past 8, and as mentioned that it's time to get locked in. I hope that those updates were very much helpful for you to help you to kickstart this beautiful Thursday morning. Talk to us. How are you doing this morning? Because we wanted to find out. We are keeping each other warm as we are approaching the winter season, or should I say we are now in the winter season. Right? 0604933226. That's the number that you need to dial us on for voice note, and of course when you want to send your comments and call us right here in the studio. There's so much that we are going to be unpacking, and we want to hear from you. Let us engage. As mentioned, that the hashtag to use on YouTube is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. If you are listening all the way from Durban on Underground Radio, or wherever you are, because this is available to anyone who is in Mzansi or outside of Mzansi, right? Underground Radio, both available on iOS and Android. So we're going to be keeping each other company till the hour 10 o'clock. We want to hear from you, because there's so much that we're going to be discussing on this beautiful Thursday. Thursdays are all about aligning ourselves spiritually, but I think when we talk about spiritually, we need to also involve what we call love. According to you, what is love? How do you define it? Many people out there define it the way they think it's suitable for them. But when this morning, how do you define love? Who do you love? Because a conversation and a discussion today is going to be involving the boundaries around love with some of the people that we meet, whether it's family, whether it's friends, siblings, or anyone out there that we love, our partners. Do we even create boundaries for us? Understand? So, can't wait, of course, to hear from you and share those sentiments. I'm happy and excited. And how are you doing this morning?
No, I'm doing okay. Just got a bad knee acting up, so I
Yeah.
My knee just tapped in. I was like, you know what? Okay, it's officially cold.
Yeah.
To such a point that I couldn't even find a Band-Aid. So I had to be resourceful. So I used like an old stocking and I banded up my knee so that the cold does not get into my knee, because I had a very bad fall in 2023, and then my knee just got messed up after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's seasons like this when we see that our level of creativity when it comes to keeping ourselves warm comes in. Right. I mean, the invention of a water bottle came when people started using 2-liter bottles, plastic 2-liter bottles, to keep themselves warm. And then someone was like, you know what, we can create a rubber, bottle that people can use to keep themselves warm. But of course, I think when it comes to winter, we are going to be talking about techniques to keeping ourselves warm so that we can share with each other, and you can let us know, man, what technique that we can spread to people out there so that they can also
I think the most important technique we need is the bathroom hack. You know how cold the toilet seat gets. Ooh wee. Winter, hey, it's a problem. That's the one that I need, because as a lady, when we go to the bathroom, we need to sit down. So God, please, if you have a hack for that one, let me know. Hook a sister up.
Man, keep your bums warm. It's as simple as that. You keep your bums warm, and then whenever you sit on a cold toilet seat, eventually it also get warm. Right?
After a long while.
Yeah. But I think that's one of the hack, because if your body is warm, I mean, whatever that's near you can get warm. That's why, bodies also keep each other warm. So those are some of the things and techniques that people use out there. But there's more. There's more that people, would like to share. We want to hear from you, right? But with that being said, we always do that morning check-in terms of who is in our comments section. And are you guys locked in? Because we are already locked in and we can't wait from you to hear from you. And then, of course, Mam Tembi came through right there in the comment section saying a very good morning on a beautiful sunny Thursday morning to our energetic best Vooka team, Vooka Nation and Underground Radio DBN. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivukile. Hashtag wishing you a wonderful blessed day ahead. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Hashtag rise and shine. Hashtag it's spiritual alignment. So be blessed. To whoever who is listening and watching, I hope these words they get to you and they help you to get through this beautiful Thursday morning. We are one day from Friday and kickstart, of course, a beautiful weekend because some of us, we do love weekends and we enjoy spending some time with family and friends when it comes to the weekend. But keep those comments coming because there is so much that we're going to be unpacking as it is 15 minutes past 8. Whatever the conversation I want to start with, it's very interesting because some of us, we get caught when lying. Right, and there's this pastor who was asked in a public platform that, pastor, do you lie? And then the pastor, I think he took like a minute of silence before answering. And
he had to reflect on his life.
Yeah, eventually the pastor came through and say, ha 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 ha, I do lie, right? With some little bit of laughter right there, just to show people that he is also human, he lies. But sometimes your lies don't, or they catch up with you, right?
The Pinocchio effect.
You are caught out, now what? You're in the middle of a sentence or you're in the middle of a conversation with your friend and you tell your friend that, you know what, because I was there, but now it was different from what you told them, right? So you're with your close friend, maybe even someone that you trust at work or in a social circle. A small lie, nothing dramatic, they catch it instantly. The room goes quiet. The moment hangs and all eyes are on you. What is your next move? I mean, have you ever found yourself in that situation where you cannot catch up with your lies?
I'm trying to think. I probably have.
Do you lie? Are you a liar? How often do you lie?
I don't lie a lot, but do I lie? Yes, sometimes. Because, sometimes you got to add spice to the story, make it, add a bit of je ne sais quoi. Because you do know that there's some people who are like proper legit liars.
Yeah.
You tell them a story and when they're with another clique, they take the story that you told them and end up twisting it to become like it's theirs.
Yeah.
You see, those ones are like OG liars. Those are the ones that are professionals.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I've been called mostly by my friend, especially. Yeah, but otherwise, nah, man. Especially if she knows that, especially if she was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it becomes over. Girl, I was there. Why are you twisting the facts?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, we do find ourselves because I think it happens most of the time. Because sometimes you cannot, explain yourself out of a situation that you're trying to get yourself out. Because someone will say, hey, Mo, Mfana, I want you to come to my wedding, right? And then I'm like, yo, Ntwana, I won't be available on your wedding. I'm going, my grandmother is having an umemulo, right? My grandmother is having, this celebration, right? And then the wedding comes, I'm not available at the wedding. And then next week we meet up with my friend. And then while talking and say, yeah, man, how was, your grandmother's celebration? I'm like, no, man, I went to my friend's birthday. And then it's like, but you said your grandmother is having something. So after that, personally, what do? I think from there, I'm not a good liar. That's the thing. I'm not a good liar. I will feel awkward and I would make the situation awkward to a point that we change the subject. I'm caught and there's nothing I can do.
You know what a professional liar would do?
Yeah.
They would say that, no, umemilo calekseni. It started in the morning, then later on as we're moving, my friend said, you know what, I'm having a birthday celebration, you should pull through. It was like already late, and my friend lives very close to my grandmother, so I went there, you know. But hey,
That's
still,
where we become professional liars.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there are people who are very good at lying, and some people believe that honesty saves friendships, while others swear a smooth recovery is better than an awkward confession. I mean, being in an awkward situation is something that you need to experience as someone, because one thing I've realized is people are scared to become in awkward situation. And now, whether you like it or not, you will find yourself in an awkward situation. But now, do you know how to handle yourself in an awkward situation? No. So you need to practice being in awkward situation. I've found myself in a lot of awkward situation. I will be awkward. I will make someone feel awkward to a point that the situation itself, it's awkward, and there's nothing we can do. The only thing that you can do is to make the situation awkward, right? But another thing, in terms of lying, I think it depends on who we lie to. Because to my friends, I lie a lot to my friends. I mean, we're friends. You know, we lie to our friends. But now, when it comes to things telling horror, they're very important to you, like being at work. You know, do you lie with the work that you do? Do you lie to your colleagues? Do you lie to your superiors and things like that, right? So it really depends on, you know, that small lie. Who do you tell it to? Right, so that when you are caught up, you know, as friends, we can laugh it off. You know, we can just shrug it off and move on with life. But now, if you're at work, you are called in an office now, the superior is sitting right there, you're being questioned after question. I mean, there's no escape. You know that one lie can make you lose your job. So it depends on where you lie. There's good lies and there's bad lies. Understand? But there's different perspectives when it comes to this conversation we are having right here, because we want to find out that on some of the lies that we have told, which camp do we fall in, or which crew do we fall in? So in terms of those crews, there's the Own It crew. So these people, they admit straight away. Many relationship experts say quick honesty builds trust faster than trying to explain your way out later. And I'm not that person. When I'm caught lying, I won't say, okay, I'm lying, boy. I'm lying. My grandmother, I didn't go to Memulo. Whatever, I went to visit my girlfriend and I wanted to spend time with her. You know, straight away.
You know, when you say you went to go visit your girlfriend, imagine where there's other guys in my hood. So I was at the tuck shop trying to buy, and then this other one, his friend came to us like, "Bruh," but she said you won't be around. It's like, hey, my bruh, my girl is waiting for me, so I must leave my girl and come to you. Do you know the kind of worth I'm going to get? And I'm like, okay, now. Yeah. You should have just said that I can't come, my girl is pulling through.
Yeah, sometimes people do not understand what do we prioritize in our lives, right? And explaining to someone, Hore, this is what I prioritize. Because for some people, they will feel like you're not taking life serious. I mean, for example, let's say my friends, they want us to meet on a Saturday, 3 o'clock up until late. I'm like, ish, guys, I have an online tournament. I'm playing like Xbox. I have an online tournament, K3. And I cannot explain it better to them so that they can understand. So I need to find a better lie so that I can get out in a situation. It's either that lie will make them understand, horror, there's something happening at home and it needs my attention, right? And then if I have to, or if I'm caught on that day because of excitement to say, hey, Ntwana, we were hanging out and I'm like, oh, Ntwana, I won the competition. Like, when you said your brother fell on the steps and you had to, you know, take care of him. So what's happening? And I'll say, guys, I lied and I can make up for that lie because I won the tournament. Here's the money. Let's go and buy some water that has gas inside. And then we celebrate, we become nice, and then we move on, right? So there are people who own up to their lies. But there are those that explain it away camp, right? It wasn't a lie, it was misunderstanding. Sometimes people feel context matters more than a confession. I feel like these people over explain things. They always bring up stuff to things, right? For you to say what you're supposed to say. You will go around, running around the bush.
Beating
to
around
say,
the bush.
This is what happened. I mean, the person was not there, so it's easy for them to believe you because you love explaining. There are people who love explaining to say, hey, why didn't you come to Vooka? Hey, Mfethu, I had to go to Cape Town, and then there was a trip that I had to also attend, a conference that I needed to attend. So they will make sure they put it into detail for you to understand. And then we have the laugh it off approach. This is the one that I use, right? Turn it into a joke, move on, especially if it's harmless. You understand? Yeah. Just turn something into a joke, and then we move on from there. It's harmless. Next time, I'll make sure that I will be there when you're doing something. And then we have the silent reset. They change the topic, fix the behavior later, and hope it blows over. And forgetting that there are people who do not forget. You might try to explain yourself out of a situation, but if you meet someone in your life who doesn't forget, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. So those are the people that we have. I don't know which one do you fall into, because I believe I fall into the laugh it off approach, right? So on this perspective, we have the own it crew, they own up to it, the explain it away camp, the laugh it off, and the silent reset. Which one are you?
I'll probably also fall into the laugh it crew, because I've realized that I also have like a tendency of switching up serious situations and making them into like a bit of a joke instead of like actually becoming more realistic or serious at that moment. So I'll probably turn it into a laugh it joke, because I've also seen with my best friend, when we do some certain things, or she tells me a little fib, it'll end up becoming a joke actually, and not becoming something that's like super realistic. So for me, I think I'd definitely just turn it into, I'm part of the laugh it off gang.
Yeah. Interesting. Because we're going to be also discussing love, right? We want to find out if you are or have been in a relationship. Have you ever lied to your partner before, right? So it's those kind of lies that are harmless, right? Because it depends on what are you lying about. Because we're going to be talking about love, because you have been in a relationship, have you ever lied to your partner?
Yeah, probably I have, and I didn't feel like seeing them. Because another thing about me is that as much as I don't mind chilling with a crowd, I also like being alone amongst the crowd, which is a very weird thing about me. I will go out with people, but still manage to squeeze myself into a tiny little corner somewhere. And that's what I prefer. That's what I love. Yeah. And sometimes I just don't want to have my partner nagging me. So yes, I'll probably say, no, I have a family engagement, so I can make it today, but I'll see you next time. I'll let you know when I'm free. And I don't like clingy partners, actually.
You don't like clingy people?
Yeah, wow. I don't.
Okay, very interesting to find out.
I'm clingy, but I don't like clingy people.
Yeah. So do you think it's better to know that you are the one who have lied to your partner? Of course you will know that you lied to your partner, but how would you feel if you found out that your partner lied to you?
I think I'd probably be sad, but it also depends on the situation itself. What was the reason for it to happen? Yeah. Maybe it's because you also needed your own personal space at that time. Maybe I became a bit too much. Then it's understandable. Yeah. Or maybe you had to deal with something else that you were not ready to talk about at that moment, and you had to find a lie to cover up what you're going through without actually talking about the real problem at hand. Then yes, I'll probably understand.
Very interesting. Mr. B, talk to us.
Yeah, so for the last 2 minutes, we'll just quickly play a game. I just want a yay or nay. Things that you've lied about. Have you lied about your age?
Nay.
Have I lied about my age? I think, I have. I think multiple times. Because one thing I like to do is to make people guess my age, right?
And that's just the game.
But it's not a straight up lie.
Lied about my age. Yes, I have lied about my age.
No, I own up to my age.
Okay, your weight?
I don't even know how much I weigh.
Okay. Relationship status?
Yay.
Yes. We all do.
Confuse the name.
Salary or income or money in the bank?
Ooh, yeah.
Yay. My family doesn't need to know how much I have. What they know is enough.
Your education level, do you have a degree, diploma?
Yo.
Nay, I've never lied about that.
Yo.
Okay. And then, have you lied on a CV?
Nay.
20 seconds, yeah.
Okay. You have never lied on a CV?
No.
Okay. Have you forged a document?
You've never lied on it? Okay, it's fine. We have 50 seconds.
I can show you I've never lied on a CV.
Have you forged a document?
Forge the document.
Yay, high
I
school.
don't think we can talk these things on public platforms. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, very interesting. So right now we're gonna take a short break and then we will be back with more as we're wrapping up this conversation that we are having.
Yeah, stepping in the spot like she own it. Looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with that body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do about it? Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. Yeah, that thing's so vibrant. I wanna know if you can give me the keys to your heart, baby. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. She said she need me like heartbeats. Drive me the bed like a RV. Hugging the curves on that body. She bring the heat like wasabi. Promise not to test your heart. Never. We just can't be kept apart. Yeah, yeah. Baby, you the best by far. Always go the extra mile. Yeah, yeah. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. It's my baby. That thing's so vibrant. Keys to your heart, baby girl. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila.
Back to back on the underground. We're not about the hashtags and the lines. We're about good music. The underground.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it. It all
Now, welcome back, and class is in session. Now, we have an amazing news for you right now that South Africa will probably get excited for more, or not even excited about. But did you know that the Department of Home Affairs plans to roll out an internet connection with a minimum speed of 50 MB to all its offices across South Africa? The upgrade is part of a broader digital transformation aimed at reducing system downtime and improving service delivery. The target is the complete rollout within the target is to complete the rollout within the next 3 months. Now, what our viewers need to know is that the Home Affairs wants every office to have at least 50 MB download speed, and then out of those 327 offices, only 212 already have been upgraded, mostly with fiber connection. The department says technology is being used to address staff shortages, not replace workers. And then the network sustainability is also being improved through redundancy and an upgraded agreement with CETA. Now, the interesting fact about this is that we've all had our long queues and the struggle with Home Affairs, as we all know, because the system are always out with outages, and that always disrupts the services nationwide. So, since taking office in July 2024, the minister has prioritized fixing unreliable IT infrastructure and moving away from paper-based processes through the Home Affairs at-home digital program. The department also plans to finish upgrading all offices and roll out dual link internet redundancy countrywide by March 2027, with the aim of making the system downtime a thing of the past. Now, that's something that I'd like to see. Will it be actually happen? We'll just have to wait and see. But today we're also marking the 134th day of 2026, and we're only left with 231 days before we say goodbye 2026. Hello 2027, and we're also left with 33 weeks to go before the year ends. And another amazing thing that we're also celebrating today is World Migratory Bird Day, which is celebrated on the 14th of May. Now, this raises awareness about the conservation of migratory birds and habitats, and it is observed annually on the 14th of May. The focus is biodiversity and environmental protection. Now, how this day is going to be celebrated is through nature walks, education campaign, and bird counts. The whole purpose of this amazing, beautiful day is to also protect the ecosystem across borders. And then the amazing significance that comes with this beautiful day is that it focuses on environmental awareness, conversation, education, climate action, and resilience. So we do hope that people will be out there making sure that we support and also learn about the different migrations of different birds that go through different countries. But we're also celebrating some amazing people who are actually born today. And one of those people is somebody who made a major impact when it comes to the entertainment industry here in South Africa, music-wise specifically. And we are talking about the one and only Spoke Matambo, who would have turned 41 today. He was born on the 14th of May in 1985 in Soweto, South Africa. He is a musician and cultural innovator, and he's also known for blending kwaito, hip-hop, and electronic music, a pioneer who pushed South African music through into global success. So happy heavenly birthday to Spoke Matambo. We do hope that from there up in the heavens you're appreciating the amazing innovation that is happening within the music culture. And we are also celebrating George Lucas, who's turning 82 today. George Lucas was also born on the 14th of May in 1944 in California, USA. He is a film director and producer, and he's also the creator of Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Thank you for those amazing ones. And he has also revolutionized modern cinema and global pop culture, and that is one of the amazing people that we are celebrating. Mo, do you have anybody that's actually celebrating their birthday today?
Yeah, so when it comes to celebrating birthdays, we make sure sure that we also invite people from outside to some of the shout outs they want to make. And I see right there on our comment section, Miss Tembimni has some birthday shout out to give to, which is hashtag happy birthday to Nokolo Mni, and many more years to come. So shout out to Nokolo Mni. She is part of our celebrities who are growing up this beautiful morning. So if you still have someone that you would like to give a shout out to, the window is still open. But as the Vooka Breakfast Show, as the Vooka Breakfast team, to all those who are growing up, we would like to say to you,
Happy birthday! Woohoo! Yeah! Hip hip!
hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
Ah man, shout out to everyone who is growing up today. We hope that you guys are going to have a beautiful Thursday and enjoy the rest of the day. With that being said, on some of the celebrities, I mean, there's something that I found very weird. I mean, how ironic to celebrate someone who's called Spook Matambo and they are no longer alive. I mean, producers, please, man, do better, man. This is I don't know how to even. No, man, like, why would you call yourself Spook Matambo, man? Or is it a name that he was given after?
I think it's more or less of like almost like a stage name, like I have Afriberry. Yeah, because I've never actually heard his actual name. I've always known him as Spook Matam. The same goes for this guy. I'm a producer also in like Durban or Cape Town, if I'm correct. He goes by the name of Sketchy Bongo. I've never even heard this guy's name till today.
Yeah.
And funny enough, we've actually never even seen his face because he's always wearing a mask. So that's Sketchy Bongo for you. So imagine if he passes away. How are you even going to come and point him out from the crowd and say, this is how he looks? Nobody actually knows how he looks besides his family.
Yeah. But continues. The shoutouts still continue, and the birthday message showering still continues right there. That you can come through, whether you're listening on Underground Radio or just send us your voice note on 0604933226 at 0604933226. On YouTube is the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Earlier, there are some comments that came through. Miss Temimni coming through and saying, "Yo, Mr. Mo, I'm using that method with the scholars, but that was from my mom. At least it makes us warm more than anything." It's very, very interesting because we were talking about techniques of keeping ourselves warm because we are now in the winter season. What are some of those techniques that you would like to share with us? Because we shared that water bottle is one of the most and commonly used technique and method to keep people warm when they are in their beds, right? So which method do you use? Because we want to share those methods. We are going to be doing our research in terms of how to keep yourself warm in this winter season. And then Simame Kalane came through saying, "Good morning, Vooka Nation. Ritsugile. Come on, how? Amen. Happy Thursday, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and a very good morning to you. Hope that you're going to be enjoying this beautiful morning with us as we are keeping each other warm." And then she comes through again. This was the happy birthday to Nokolo Mni, right? So I just found out that I think we do have another birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Quickly move the name of the spook or Spook Matambo. What's his name? Ntato Monde James Mokata. Yeah. Yo, so many names.
How many names are there?
Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Ntato Monde James Mokata. Oh, so that's the name of Spook Matambo. Amen. May his soul continue to rest in peace right there. So, yes, so that's what we have in terms of celebrity birthdays. So, interesting thing that we're going to do, because each and every day, each one of us right here from the Vooka Breakfast team, they bring their hot take, right? We know that on Tuesday, Afriberry brings her own hot take. On Wednesdays, it's me. Thursday, it's Mr. B. And Friday is MooCee Mist. So Mr. B is about to take us through his hot take, and of course you are allowed to come in, you are allowed to oppose his view, because some of these hot take, they want us to get in and intervene to say, hey man, what you are saying, my brother, it's not actually what I believe in. So Before I bring him in, what you need to do, of course, is to connect with us across all social media platforms. It is the Vooka Breakfast Show. So, my good sir, take us through what is your hot take for this beautiful Thursday morning.
My hot take.
Yes, sir.
I believe none of you guys will challenge it. Because it's true, yeah, okay. Absolutely.
You don't know us.
So I think, before we go on the break, right? Because I think it's at 1:45 or something like that.
Yeah.
How much time do I have?
So you have 5 minutes. How long is your hot take?
Okay. No, I was asking the link. We'll see what time do we end.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
Oh, it's in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right, cool. So here's the thing, right? So with the rise of AI and the democratization of AI and technology, everyone pretty much has access to AI.
Yes.
Right? And we're talking simple applications like WhatsApp. Meta has integrated AI into a simple app like WhatsApp. But here's the kicker. So I believe, not that I even believe, I'm standing on ground, Lanuguti. People should stop using AI if they are unable to replicate the results themselves. Okay, I'll say this one more time.
Interesting.
Stop using AI if you are not able to replicate the results yourself.
Yeah.
Stop it, like completely. Don't do it, right? So, for example, if you are using AI for a class test, and this thing that it's giving you, you are unable to do it yourself, then don't use it.
Yeah.
You're not fit. You're not fit.
No, it's true, because it reminds me of what happened back when I was in high school. So I had one of my classmates. So we were given a task of writing Joseph Stalin's essay. And I think teachers know our ability. You can't, write this name. I mean, I don't even know if you know what this name means, right? So this guy, he gave this girl to write an essay for him, right? And then my history teacher was like, he called him to the office to say, if you wrote this essay, then explain it, or when now yourself write it again, because I think it's easy to write something that you have written again. Like it's easy, right? Because it came from you.
Yes.
And he failed. Even one paragraph, he couldn't write even one paragraph. So I think, what you're saying, you're right. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, do a business plan. The next thing, when you are given a chance to pitch your business plan,
explain
you
it.
Can't.
You can't, exactly, right? So, going back to the high school era, teachers would make students rewrite a test. Please rewrite it.
Yes.
I can see you wrote this. Yes, I did.
Wrote this. Yes.
Rewrite it. And obviously the results would come back. But now here's the thing I've seen. People rely a lot on AI, where the way that you use grammar, punctuation, it's on point.
Yes.
But if you were to write something yourself,
yes.
you don't write like that. You know. We once had a case here. This girl, she was an intern, right? And she wrote something.
Yeah.
And I specifically told her, I said, look, AI, let us rather use it as a tool to help you improve.
Yes.
But she outright used the AI. And when I questioned her with what's written here, obviously you could tell that it was a copy and paste. So none of the things that was written, she knew about them, right? So if you cannot replicate what AI can do, then stop using it. My advice is rather develop yourself, learn how to write, learn how to read, learn how to pronounce.
Yes.
Then you can start making use of AI as an assistant, as a tool to help you further along the course of productivity or whatever it is.
It's so weird because you would find people out there, engaging each other, and someone will come across your work and they would be like, man, I love your theory on education. And you're like which part are you referring
exactly
to? Because there's people who read our work, and sometimes you're not even aware with some of the articles that you post for yourself, out there, and then someone like, oh man, I love what you wrote about this person, like, let me see again, like, this one, man, it's nothing. It's nothing.
No, man, come share a few words on
exactly that. Explain.
And then it goes back
further
to topic we had this morning about lying, and you just laugh it off, right?
Yeah.
But now let me ask you guys, where are you on the scale of using AI? Do you use AI and you are able to replicate the results 100%, or you are somewhere in between, or you cannot, and you just use AI?
In terms of usage, I think I would put myself on 6, right?
6?
Yeah, 6. Because I think one of the things that I've learned, but I've learned because of a circumstance that I was in, because I know I have a very bad handwriting, right? So I couldn't depend on typing. So most of my stuff, especially in college, there's this girl, who I've also met. She was doing the same thing. So we would write down, like our assignments aside and then type them, right? And then that's where you kind of like build some of the way on how you reason, the way you do things, personally. So yeah, in terms of where I'm at, I think I was at 6. I would put myself at 6. When it comes to using AI.
Cool, man. Cool. Thanks, guys. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
If you are unable to replicate what AI gives you,
then stop using it. Interesting hot take, right? Do we want to hear from you by using the comment on YouTube, #Vooka Breakfast Show, or you can send us your voice note on 0604933226.
Said you needed space, said you needed more time to think, so you went away, but you still would stay in my dream. Now you're back for more. Why you in my reality? My head closed the door, even though my heart just won't leave. That was then, can't go back. Hurt so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. 50-11 days, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back for more. Did you find the healing you seek, or did you realize that I'm everything that you need? That was then, go back, hurt so bad. Had to block out the memory. Yeah, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. You've been gone since you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, love it in the worst way. You've been gone away, away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday, your favorite position.
Now the song wants to get me bodied up because right now we are talking about one of the most biggest iconic superstars that we've had for throughout the whole music industry. She's even been to South Africa for Global Citizen. She is now also part of the country house regime, and we're talking about the one and only Beyonce. Now the most interesting fact just happened right now. We're spilling tea on Queen B because a man got sentenced 2 years in prison for stealing unreleased Beyonce track. Like, who does that? I just want to know, how on earth did he even have access to unreleased music that belongs to Beyonce? Now, what happens is that a man has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for stealing unreleased Beyonce music. The theft involved tracks linked to the singer's Cowboy Carter tour team. The sentencing follows a guilty plea reached more than a year after the incident. So this has to come down to security, because we've known Queen B to always been somebody who's super sensitive and super secure when it comes to everything that involves her. I mean, even when it comes to the security involving her daughter, it's always top notch. So this one, like, gunama incidents, there's too much loopholes. And then right now is that the accused is Calvin Evans. He's a 41-year-old. He pleaded guilty to charges related to the theft of unreleased Beyonce tracks. The stolen material was taken from a rental vehicle connected to the tour team. And the backstory about all of this is that the unreleased music was stolen just over a year ago from a rental car associated with Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour operations, raising concerns about the security of artist confidential material. The sentence brings the criminal case to close while highlighting ongoing risk around handling and protection of unreleased music and tour-related assets. Mo, do you think you'd also be brave enough to actually steal music from a well-known musician?
I mean,
but I think you can.
No, I mean, these things, considering what also Drake is doing with his album, right? So I think it's called The Iceman or something. I was just scrolling through social media. I saw that he put like ice blocks. So you needed to dig through the ice blocks to find like the album, right? So it's
like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, like it's very interesting. But yeah, I would do that. But I think the best person to ask is MooCee, bro, because he spent, he shared the stage with Beyonce. So I think if given an opportunity to answer this question, I mean, he would be a good candidate, right?
The perfect suspect
to say, I would steal, records that belongs to Beyonce, man. I mean, after all, it's Beyonce.
Because for me, it also has me thinking how much, because you can't just go and steal unreleased music. Now it also has to deal with how much did he actually get paid for stealing the music. If he sold the music to somebody else, how much did that person actually pay? There's like a whole lot of things that are actually involved when it comes to this thing. So, man, we just need to be extra careful as artists when you go out on tours or you go and perform. Being extra cautious as a must to make sure that you safeguard all your treasures. But besides that, we're also talking about the rising fuel costs that are impacting South African consumer spending. And I also heard that apparently there might be another fuel hike at least around the 3rd of June. So we'll see if it'll actually happen, because otherwise I just pray that it doesn't. We're already living on hand to mouth at this current moment. So the rising fuel prices are starting to filter through South Africa's economy. Consumer and business spending is showing signs of strain. Payments data points to softer spending as fuel costs rise. Now, what our amazing viewers need to know is that higher fuel prices are placing growing pressure on household budgets. We all know, we've all been there. Some of us are going through that. Now you can barely even afford a loaf of bread, and it's been a very consistent struggle throughout South Africa's economy, where bread even has become much more expensive. Even the whole situation when it comes to sanitary pads. But you know what? We just hope that this whole price hike will actually end up going down, because businesses are also feeling the impact as consumers become more cautious. Nobody wants to go out and spend money that is definitely going to hurt our pockets. because in the end, you still need to come back and make sure that you have food to eat at home. You have something to take care of yourself. There's also transportation. If you're like me and you're a mom, you also need to look out for transportation for your own child. You need to make sure that you also have food and money for their own lunchbox. It's a whole lot of things to actually worry about. And then we're also looking at the spending patterns that are also becoming weak according to recent payment data. Nobody has money to splash all the way, but we do know one thing for sure: South Africans always have money to go out and dole, because that's one thing we are not going to allow the economy to take away from us. Now, South Africa's fuel prices have been rising in recent months, and these increases are now feeding into the broader economy. Fuel costs affect transport, food prices, and everyday expenses, making them a key driver of consumer behavior. It has been seen even a taxi from Dobsonville, close to the police station, to get here has increased by 2 rand. It's no longer 12 rand, it's now 14 rand. Now when you go to Bara from Dobsonville, it's now 19 rand. We have seen the huge price increases when it comes to different modes of transportation, even in food, and unfortunately when it comes to the wages, that just keep on getting slimmer and slimmer, while the food costs just keep on getting higher. Now, we also need to know that if fuel prices remain high, consumer spending is likely to stay under pressure, potentially slowing economic activity. Viewers should also expect continued sensitivity to fuel price movements and their knock-on effects on cost of living. The cost of living, we have been saying over the past few years that it's very high, and now I think we have officially seen that it's just getting higher and higher. So I do hope that at the end of the day, government will actually come up with a solution to help us slow down this very high effect of the economy.
Boy, Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous Naomi P. Umkabayi Gamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MooCee list. My name is MooCee list on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Break from this world, running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I 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 always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising. I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I
Settlements were particularly vulnerable, and authorities have urged residents in low-lying areas to remain alert to further weather warnings. So what's next is disaster management teams will continue search operation and assess damage. Relief efforts are ongoing while weather services monitor condition closely as further rain could slow recovery efforts. On your next news recap, mother pins hopes on royal pardon in Thailand case. A South African mother is appealing for a royal pardon in Thailand to secure her daughter's release after nearly 6 years in prison. The family insists she was wrongly convicted and says a pardon is their last remaining hope. Well, submitting appeals and waiting for a response. There is no set timeline for royal pardon decision, meaning the outcome remains uncertain. Lastly, on your news recap, court hears of Adams' history of defying the law. During his bail hearing, the court heard claims that NCC leader Fadil Adams has repeatedly showed disrespect for the law. The state says this history is central to its opposition to granting a bail. Adams faces fraud and defeating the ends of justice charges. Prosecutors argue his past conduct shows a pattern of ignoring court orders and attacking law enforcement authorities. What's next is the bail application is expected to continue in court, where a magistrate will decide whether Adams remains in custody or is released under strict condition. That's all we have for your news recap. If you want to share your thoughts and sentiments on these news, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on YouTube, or you can send your voice note or call us in the studio using the number 060-493-3226. Now, of course, let us get back to the topical table with Afriberry latest to unpack what is for today.
Yes, welcome back to the family. Welcome back to the family. Welcome back. And right now we are talking about the most amazing thing that a lot of people are out there celebrating. And because we want to know, does love actually have boundaries? Is there such a thing as boundaries in love? Or maybe it's just the comfort that home. Now we've all been there. We've been in a situation where you find yourself moving on with the love of your life and everything feels amazing. Stars are flying, trees are dancing, and the flowers smell amazing because you're reaching a new and beautiful chapter in your love life. And you find that sometimes the normal that you have is actually not your partner's very same normal, because sometimes old habits trying to creep in because you're just behaving out there trying to be a good girl, not trying to show your mans how you're out there doing different things. And we are talking about signs that lead to different things that may explode when it comes to a relationship. For example, I know that Mo is not a fan of this one, using the same toothbrush. For somebody like, I remember we even had this discussion last year. For somebody like TC, she did not see it as a problem to actually share the same toothbrush that her partner actually has. And for some of us here in studio, we find it a bit disgusting because we're like, you know what, that's something that's not supposed to happen. But we also want to know, how do you cope when the person you love the most comes from a world where the doors are always open, but you need a little room to breathe? Is love about having zero walls, or are those very walls what keeps the relationship standing? Well, which one do you think it is? Do you think that it's probably not having zero walls and always keeping yourself open towards exploring people and towards sharing the different moments that you have in life? Or maybe it's just that we need to have boundaries that are set. We can't always keep the doors open. We know that we need the fresh air, but we also do need to close off on some things. Which one are you? Are you a closed wall person or maybe an open wall person when it comes to the relationship itself?
I mean, when it comes to love, there's a lot of things that we settle for. I mean, do I settle for comfort or chaos? I think I'm not going to choose neither. I'm going to settle for both because I feel like one thrives with the other. Chaos thrives when there's comfort, and comfort thrives when there is chaos, right? I mean, where I'm at right now in my life, I feel like some of the phases, it's you peeling off the layers, of when it comes to things that you like or things that you want to happen and see in a relationship, because I feel like some of the ideas and the things that we want, we end up outgrowing them. If I want, or if I don't want someone to break a certain boundary that I've set for myself, maybe later stage I'm gonna understand that no, man, in this age I believe that this is what people do, this is what partners do. I mean, I've been meeting people and they want to use my toothbrush and I've been denying and say it's wrong, it's disgusting. But now I'm married to this person, they still want to use my toothbrush. I feel like somehow I will sacrifice that boundary and say, okay, it's fine, use it, right? And then we'll see where it takes us. We'll see what happens, because just like right here in the township, I mean, sometimes you build a wall and some idiot will come with a car and break your wall. So it happens. Walls get broken every time. You will try to build boundaries, walls, and people will break them. Sometimes they test you on how you stand firm on the boundaries that you have built, right?
True.
So yeah, I feel like on this one, I'm not gonna say I don't have walls at all, but I understand if a wall has to be broken down when it comes to, you know, being in a relationship with someone and creating boundaries, because it's very interesting on what people believe out there, you know, what people want in relationship out there. So it's something that we're going to be talking about, and we want to hear from you by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Let us know in terms of the boundaries in love. Do you settle for comfort or do you settle for chaos? Yeah, share your story with us.
Because another thing that we also like to talk about is basically the blueprint of belonging. Now picture this. You grew up in a home where knocking was mandatory and personal space was sacred. Your partner grew up in a house where the doors didn't even have locks. Now you're trying to build one life together. And in 2026, we have actually psychologists are looking at the family of origin blueprint. So which family of origin do you come from? What identifies you? What structure of family do you come from that ends up building you as a person who locks the doors and does not have them always open and is not found of somebody always crashing into your personal space? Now, we also know that we don't just fall in love. And it's impossible. We don't just fall in love with a person. We fall in love with the entire history of what home feels like. When those blueprints collide, it's not just about bathroom door or a phone password. It's about fundamental sense of safety. Now we all know you can't just go into a relationship without trust. So basically what I would say, for me, the way I take it when it comes to the blueprint of belonging, I would say trust is the blueprint of belonging for me. Because if you can build trust, then you can trust in me, possibly also counteracting the different habits that you have or the different habits that I have. It happens because when we start off with like visits. With the visits, I already see that's how it starts off before we even start living together. I visit you in your own space. So already when I open the door, when I leave the door wide open and you ask me to close it, then I know that you're probably more of a sacred person. You like having your own space and doing things in your own space and not having an invasion from the outside world creeping in.
Yeah. I mean, I think with the context that you have built for someone who's listening and someone who's watching, just to understand, because one thing that caught my attention is blueprint. And I think most of us, we really don't understand what is blueprint, what it entails, you know, because blueprint is your lifeline, basically, of who you became and where you come from. So a lot of people, yes, they would say your past doesn't matter. Where you come from doesn't matter.
That's so not true. Let's be honest on that one.
What matters is what you bring to the table. And the table is something that we can familiarize it with a relationship. Let's say a table is a relationship. So people do look where you come from. People want to know about your past, right? Which is, it's something that is very interesting to say, okay, if somebody asks you about your past, do you tell them everything so that they can get, the full version of the person that you are today? Because now people want to know, okay, what am I dealing with? Come on, man. Tell me, or you're someone who is suffering from this. You are from, this kind of family dynamics and things like that. Because sometimes when we sit down trying to build with people, we see how we are from different families, and our families have different values, different beliefs, and sometimes they do clash in our relationship. So I think those are the things when you talk about blueprint, to say, okay, when I take your blueprint, when I take mine, do you think we can build something when we combine the two? Sometimes you find out, it's totally something that is different. Your blueprint against my blueprint, it's something that do not go, together. So I'm not going to settle for this, whether it brings me comfort, because a blueprint that matches mine, it means now we are going to be having boundaries and we are going to live in comfort. But in chaos,
harmony,
that's you inviting someone who's from a different, family dynamics. I mean, when it comes to beliefs, religiously also, they come from a different background. And now, how do we deal with such? Because my family, when we get married, you have to convert to my religion, right? So how do we deal with those kind of things, right? In which, when time goes, you find out that these challenges, when they come, and there is no way to deal with them but to just break the relationship and deal with it in a different way. But it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting, because this survey of 2025 has found that 82% of long-term couples believe that explicitly negotiating these boundaries rather than assuming them. Sometimes you see someone wearing long skirts, and then when you're like, they're from a good family, they're a very good person, right? I'm wearing shirts, this guy is from a good family.
He's well presentable.
Yeah, he's well mannered. Kanti, it's some of the things that you need to talk about, as normal people, to say, guys, I mean, if you're going to build a relationship with someone, we need to discuss these fundamentals, because they give us a sense of safety at the end of the day. They give us a display who we are going to be dealing with in the future. So you don't want to find yourself in troubles.
I think when you say that, that's where it comes back to the whole visitation part that I mentioned, because when the person also comes to visit you and spend time with you, you also see the different, you also see the type of mannerism they actually have. Basic manners, just the simple ones. Can you tidy up after yourself after eating? Even if you don't put it in the zinc or wherever, can you just make where the space that you are eating at nice and neat? It comes to that situation. When you take off your shoes, do you just leave them lying all around, or you take them off and put them in one tiny little corner where you're going to find them after everything? Those are like some type of things that I'll actually look out for. Can you do that? If maybe there's a plug that's not working. For example, let's say maybe the guy is visiting me. If there's a plug that's not working, can you fix that? Because you also find that some issues creep up because of tiny little things where even the man of the house can do themselves but do not actually want to do. And then you find me, kilukisa plug, and then you want to come and complain. I get the plug is not working, and you don't want to fix it, then I have to step up and actually do that. But it also comes into the way we discuss. You also see how they handle different types of situation. If we have an argument, even if it's a small thing, it's a teaspoon, how do they react? That's how you see whether or not you'll find comfort within the home that that you see yourselves building or not. Their reaction to the tiny little teaspoon that's just sitting there matters the most, because if they overreact over a teaspoon just sitting there with something that they could also take away, but obviously tell you nicely that listen, next time please move it. But if they can move it themselves and without overreacting, then you see that you'll probably have a home filled with peace and harmony. That's what you definitely see.
I mean, we know that negotiating these boundaries is the number one key to happiness, right? Which is very interesting. But love is a great thing. We cannot take away the fact that love is beautiful. It's a good thing. But moving in with someone is another thing. Because for you, their normal is your nightmare. You find out horrible now. I mean, when they sleep with more than 2 blankets, like they sweat, even if it's winter. So now, like, those are the things now you have to deal with. Or, hey, Baba, now I need 4 blankets. So what do we do now? So are we going to share the same bed? Or,
we're going to share the same bed. You have your blanket, I have my blankets.
Those kind of things. And it's things like these little things when we find out, and then you're like, for me, it's a big thing. It's a serious thing, and when now you're not even taking it, serious. So how do we now handle it? Because people don't understand, horror. When you discuss boundaries with people, you need someone who can reason better to say, okay, tell me. Yeah, we go to Kalelo good 70 toothbrush. Yeah, we are understand? I mean, there are people who are like that to say, I mean, it's just a toothbrush. Like, why would you cry? Why would you be this person over a toothbrush? Not understanding horror. For me, it's a boundary because I'm taking care of myself orally. Like, hygiene is the most important thing. Then you get someone who doesn't bath. They only bath once a week.
When you say that, I think this is where the comfort kind of sips into the chaos, because they're so comfortable at their own house because they do that on a normal basis. Now they end up being overly comfortable in your own house, and then chaos happens. Like, asking nicely, babe, I forgot to bring my face cloth. Can I borrow yours?
Yes, sis.
Oh, I get I'm asking this time.
Yes, sis.
How more?
Imagine, guys, the face cloth. I know that some people, we don't use, our cloth in the same way, and for some people, they pass in places that are not.
So hygienic.
Yeah, so hygienic. So next thing in the morning, when now you are used to your own odor, the next thing you wake up in the morning and you're like, Mara, my sister, Kanti Mara, why with us? So why are you doing this? You understand? So those are the kind of things that yes, you love someone, but I think that's where we kind of draw boundaries to say, okay, I think I'm going to buy like more than 5 cloths to bath with, right? So it's those kind of things. But another interesting thing when it comes to this is there's always tension, right? There's always tension because emotion always rise up when people are having these discussions about boundaries, right? And what we would like to introduce is a transparency versus territory, because for some people they always try to use these to make sure that whatever they're trying to build, it works out for them. So we know that love demands transparency. You need to be transparent to your partner each and every time. Whatever that you do with your health, with your finances, sometimes it's negotiable with finances, right? With your whole lifestyle as a whole. You need to be transparent with things that you do. But the idea that we should be fully known and fully seen. However, the human spirit requires a territory, a space that is uniquely ours to maintain our sanity, right? The no filter argument, they argue that boundaries are just distancing in disguise. If you love me, why don't you need a closed door? Why do you need a private evening? Love should be a total measure. The individual argument says you cannot be a good partner if you lose yourself. Boundaries aren't about keeping you out. They're about keeping me whole so I can keep choosing you. The contrast is very sharp. Are we respecting our partner's upbringing, or are we eroding their identity? What happens when your intimacy feels like my invasion? It's very interesting when you bring these things up, because for someone, this is the way that I have been brought up by my parents. This is what I believe in. I believe, and my dad taught me, that you need to have your own room whereby you can clear your mind, you can come back to yourself. Then someone who is coming from a home whereby they've always spent time together, they've never seen their parents, separate and things like that. And then they're trying to bring that into your home. So those are the things that when we sit down and discuss, you find people having conflicts amongst each other.
especially when you have to deal with somebody who's like a bit more narrow-minded.
Yeah.
And they're not more open to different family dynamics that actually exist out there. And it's weird for them when they find out that, there's also a certain type of family where we can sit as husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, but in the end still manage to give each other space where we basically breathe, come back and reconnect with ourselves.
Yeah.
For them, they just used to the whole dynamic where my dad is always up in my mom's face and my mom was always up in my dad's face, and they grow to be very clingy. I think that's one of the reasons why I said like I don't like a clingy partner, because I've never grown up in a family where we're all just like sticky. We're like this. But when you come to my house, everybody's sitting in a different section of the couch where we're all breathing in our own way, but we still manage to come back together and give out that whole unified family look. Yeah. So for me, if it's somebody who does not understand that, we're probably not going to gel. I think that's one of the reasons why I've never actually, till today, considered living with a partner.
Because you've never considered living with a partner?
No, I've never done that.
Okay.
Ever. Even till today, as grown as I am, as much as I have a kid, I've never actually lived with a partner. Even basically visiting throughout the whole weekend, for me, it's too much. I feel like I'm suffocating.
Yeah.
So I come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm gone.
So you only will stay
2 nights. I am gone by Sunday.
That's enough. You should stay a day. Why weekend?
That's what I'm saying. That for me, it's not even a complete weekend because I'm leaving Sunday. When I leave Sunday, I leave in the morning. Not even Sunday in the afternoon or later on. Like I leave in the morning because for me, I've already had enough. So that's why for me, I've noticed that I don't know if I'll even survive marriage. In all honesty.
So if he proposes right now.
I've never been in love because of that. No, I have, but I just don't like spending time with my partner all the time. I love having my own space, even with my family. That's the thing about me. I've noticed that I love having my own space. So for me, I'm much more likely open to polygamy than monogamy.
Is it their problem or you?
Yes. I'm more open to a polygamous marriage than a monogamous one, because in that way you're at least breathing somewhere else and I have some me time.
So is this like an open thing, like you express to your partner?
Oh yes, he knows.
Okay, but you guys haven't been in love, man, where you want to spend time with.
No, we do. I want to spend time. I mean, more like you. I want to move in with someone, right? But now the thing is with me, I think moving in is not a problem. What I have seen and what I've been exposed to is when people change. Because 6 years, we are deep in it, we are in love, and all of a sudden, when we try to outgrow the boundaries that we had about this relationship or about the ideas that we had, someone changes. Or they give birth and then all of a sudden I'm getting a different character from someone. That's one of the scariest things.
Another thing that most people need to learn, especially about love, is falling in love with the evolution of a person. You cannot expect me to stay as the same person that I was 5 years ago. Situations change. Things change. I may gain weight and all of that. At that moment, remember that when it comes to a woman's life, after giving birth, there's a whole lot of insecurity that sips in, which is something that most guys do not understand or even get. Only a selected few actually get, but there's a whole bunch of insecurity that kicks in. Maybe I used to be a stofoza and now ke slender sama catalogo. I've lost weight. Will you still love me the way I am? Because when you approached me, I was this nice, thick young girl, and now I've slimmed down. I look like a model. That type of situation. Is it still going to be the same? And then remember that after giving birth, there's also a whole lot of emotions and hormones that still need to be processed, because my hormonal balance is no longer the same. It's now like it's on its own height. So meaning that myself and I still need to learn how to fall in love with myself again, besides also accepting the love that you are giving me. And I also say, like, one other thing that most people struggle with, especially as for females, the fact that loving ourselves also matters as much as we want to be loved by somebody else. It's hard to accept being loved by your partner if you're not satisfied with who you are, or you love yourself just the way you are.
Yeah, because the changes always come both ways. For you, if you gain weight, it's like, yeah, would I understand? But when would you understand if I get demoted at work? Would you understand? I mean, a lot of women, they don't, because it's like, my brother, what you used to produce now, it's like, so I'm leaving. So there are a lot of situations that
for me, I think for me it's different. For me, when it comes to the whole financial situation, it hasn't been much of a hurdle per se. I've been in a relationship where I dated somebody who was not even employed. I've been in a relationship where I've dated somebody who
and when you visit
would have basic things, man. That's the thing. Would have basic food. Not saying McDonald's or any, but any type of basic food. And I think that's what I'm trying to point out. Maybe some females will not appreciate that, but for me, because I've dated in different situations where I've dated a guy who would take me to a restaurant to go eat out, have a starter, main course, and dessert. And I've dated somebody who would just give me burotho kamai. So for me, it does not matter if you get demoted. It's not a train smash. It's about us coming together as a couple, now obviously going back to our budget and revising things that we need to accommodate and things that we need to cut out for our current situation. It's all about finding a partner who's actually understanding. If you find that person, they will not be mad at the fact that you got demoted. They will come down with you and we will sit down at the table and say, okay, baby, you know what, you got demoted, so this is now our financial standing. So because our financial situation is like this, we need to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so we can have a better living for ourselves. Or what do we think, what side hustle do you think we can start to better our lives as a couple?
So which one do you settle for, chaos or comfort?
I like the chaos.
So you like the chaotic?
It always keeps you on your toes. It always keeps you thinking. When you get comfortable, you sit too much into your comfort zone and actually start forgetting why you even fell in love, or forgetting what makes you tick about your partner. At that moment, you just relaxed. You don't even care what they do. You don't even care about them. You even forget to get them birthday presents. You forget Valentine's. You forget anniversaries. I think that's where I would not like the comfort.
Isn't that where the chaos is? Where umuntu akhohlwe, standing at a bus stop. But I was busy with 1, 2, and 3. That's where the chaos is.
You need to understand.
In my situations, it's been more or less of the comfort. That's where they forget when everything is nice and relaxed. And now we have already just gotten to the point where we gel so much that they forget simple things.
So chaos they remember.
For me, yes, they remember, but on my side, it keeps me on my toes because I'm very forgetful. So hence, I prefer the chaos because I'm a bit of a forgetful person.
Look, I mean, sometimes some of the things are easier than done, right? Because when we can come with the worst scenarios of chaos. That's why, hey guys, chaos is it's not nice.
I guess there's also controlled chaos. It's not like chaos, super chaotic, man. And obviously there's...
But for someone like you, for example, that's what I believe.
Okay.
Because the idea of living with someone, it's something that's not on your mind. For someone who settles for chaos, they would like to live with someone, despite the chaos that comes with it. Because you can't be with someone who is... So you need to accept that person is clingy. I'm living with them. That's the kind of chaos that I get myself into. I understand that if my partner pees in a bucket and leaves their pee right there, you are the one who's going to clean it up because they understand now you are a loving person, right? They leave their underwear everywhere they want to leave them. When they come back from work, he leaves his shirt right there, his pants, and then he opens up a can of beer, drinks, smokes in the house. And no, I'm a loving partner. I will buy some deodorant to freshen up the house. That's the chaos, though. That's the chaos.
I get when you're painting a picture of a different type of chaos where this person doesn't forget you. No, this person will make sure to you think about them the
That
same
they are
way
slob.
In their way,
the same way
yes.
Mo made sure Uti, like, you know, Shia Makause, you think about that person. But that's the chaos. Like, I don't know, Mhlambe, you know how we use these words like an oxymoron, like cold fire. Like the word bad now means good, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a baddie. Like it means good. Here, we're not saying chaos as in good chaos or controlled chaos.
It's chaos.
Chaos is chaos.
It's
So you just say the overall chaotic.
Yeah, but
out of it.
Chaos, toxic.
But the real twist when it comes to this is that loose boundaries aren't an act of laziness. They're an act of extreme vulnerability. For someone who grew up in a chaotic home, leaving the door open or sharing everything is their way of saying, I trust you enough to see me at my most unpolished. The real shock is what feels like chaos to you might be the highest compliment they know how to give. You're looking for a boundary while they're looking for a bond. Right? So that's what we are trying to introduce right here, to say, if you were to create boundaries for yourself, do you settle for comfortable boundaries, or chaotic boundaries? Right? It is, of course, exactly 38 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock. So what we're going to do right now is to just cover something that we missed, especially on our social media platforms when they're being brought up. Right? So one of the interesting things that happened is that Anele Mkudla, an award-winning, has launched a podcast titled The Anele Podcast, which is named Hair and Now. So the 8-episode series is created in partnership with First for Women and focuses on the lived experiences of South African women. The podcast brings to life insights from Hair and Now, insights into the Women of South Africa 2025 report highlighting empowerment alongside growing exhaustion. So, if you're listening and you're watching, what you need to know is that this podcast is inspired by research involving over 4,000 South African women. It explores themes such as empowerment, vulnerability, joy, grief, and everyday pressures faced by women in our country. Anele Mkudla hosts honest conversations with well-known and influential women from different walks of life. The podcast is rooted in First for Women, which revealed a paradox, which is while women feel more empowered than before, many are also increasingly exhausted. Anele Mkudla, a longtime media personality and First for Women ambassador, felt the findings needed a human voice beyond data and statistics. So what's next is that the next new episodes will roll out as part of the 8-episode season. The podcast is available on major digital listening platforms if you want to listen to it or watch it, encouraging wider national engagement. So viewers and listeners can expect continued conversation that translate research into real and relatable stories for South African women, which is very, very interesting, because more than anything, we are talking about women empowerment, but we don't talk about the exhaustion that comes with the empowerment, because there's a lot of things that needs to be done when we talk about empowering each other, because we need to put each other into leadership positions, and the leadership position also comes with a lot. Mm-hmm. Also, as a woman, you're a mother, you know, you are a family woman. You need to take care of your family, and you're also in this industry that requires a lot of your attention.
Amen to that.
Right? Structures are being broken, and some women, they're trying to, bring back the structures that meant, to make people live longer lives. But yeah, Anele, together with her influential, guests that she brings on the podcast, they discussed it, and I hope that many men and women can go and watch the podcast as they are discussing the insight into the Women of South Africa 2025 report, which is very interesting. If you know it, if you've watched, you can let us know what are your thoughts on some of the episodes. Mkudla. So, wait, man, she looks like Anele.
Yeah, that's
my 947.
Yeah, but Ushati.
She's married.
She's married.
Yeah.
So that's the Anela we're talking about.
Oh man, very interesting, man. Anela Mdoda. Yes, man. So I'm like, this. She looks familiar. Wow. That's very weird of me to say that. But yeah, interesting. We will check it out because I think when it comes to the findings and the reports of women of South Africa, a lot of people want to find out what is it that they have been going through so that they can also learn from that.
Amen to that one, is all I gotta say.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a short break, and then when we come back, we still continue in our beautiful and unpicking the conversation of boundaries in love, which is settling and comfort or chaos. We still want to hear from you. We have Vooka Breakfast Show on all social media platforms. In the meantime, let us leave you with some good music to Sabe, song titled Sokadi.
I remember when I used to. Don't do it 'cause it doesn't work. I'd rather tell her, shoot your shots. I did it, so I know you got this. We're all living one manifest. You'll get your dreams, just do your best. So don't you tell me I am helpless just because I'm searching for myself. I've been happy, working hard, just so I can say I told you so. I told you so. I don't need your approval to be myself. I got that on myself. Gracefully gotta keep.
Welcome back, and we are still discussing the different boundaries when it comes to the world of love. Do you prefer comfort or chaos, or maybe just the chaos within the comfort? You never know, but we always know that the world of love is full with very amazing things, and sometimes things that we actually never thought would actually ever find. Now, we're also going to be talking about the different boundaries that are actually there in love, because we also have the total measure. They believe in the two becoming one philosophy. No passwords, no closed doors, no separate fence. They value oneness above all else, and often feel wounded when a partner asks for space. Now, the sovereign soul, they love deeply but need clear lines. They value self-regulation and respect. They believe that a healthy relationship is two whole people standing side by side, not two halves joined at the hip. The Vooka, now we also do have the Vooganator. And the Vooganator, they realize that the boundaries are living documents. They aren't set in stone. They are negotiated and renegotiated as the relationship grows. The value consistent and communication. For me, I think I'll probably feel like maybe the Vooganator in a way. I think that's what I'll probably fit in, because I believe that once, like I said, you need to fall with the evolution. You need to fall in love with the evolution of a person. When the person you dated 5 years ago is not going to be the same person that you're dating at this moment. So obviously, coming back to sit down and see the different growths that we have had throughout our relationship, and maybe the different falls, will also open space for us to see a different way of working together towards becoming a better unified unit. So for me, that's the one that I believe in. Which one do you believe in, Mo?
I mean, I think more than anything, I would fall to become the sovereign soul. Because when it comes to self-regulation, man, please, man, regulate yourself, man. And I wouldn't, be in a relationship with someone who don't love themselves, who don't know what is to love yourself. Because more than anything, like, put yourself on feet.
Put yourself first amongst everything.
Situation, whether you love it or not, the situations that are going to require you to put yourself first. And now, if you always require me to be there, right, it says a lot about you. You are dependent on something for you to love yourself. So I think it's very important to put yourself first, regulate yourself more than anything, and respect yourself, because there are people who thrive on loving people more than themselves, because they believe that if I give my all to that person, my expectation is that they're going to give it back to me. And it's not always the case, because now you loving me gives me the power to love myself more. Then I'm being called a narcissistic all of the sudden. It's like, no, it's me practicing self-love. If I can be able to take a vacation on my own while I'm in a relationship, it doesn't mean I don't respect you. It's me taking time for myself. I've been doing this way before you were in the relationship. So it doesn't mean when you come, I have to involve you. Yes, when we get married, we sit down. No, it's fine. I can help you. If we have a certain budget, if you want to take a vacation by yourself, I'm happy to help because it's your time more than anything. Like, teach yourself to be out there without me, because that's why you have people who follow their partners after getting married. When my partner dies because of certain things that happen, someone will take their life because they can't live without their person.
Or they'll say that they'll end up saying that this person died of a broken heart.
Yeah, so love yourself. Oof. Love yourself. So I think the sovereign soul, I fall to that part. Mr. B, wanna share something?
Yeah, no, same sentiments.
Yeah.
Same sentiments.
Yeah. But as we wrap up this conversation, we are asking a question for this morning: that what is that one boundary in your house that causes the most friction? Is it open bathroom door, the checking the phone habit, or the way your partner's family just drops by without calling? Do you think love should mean no boundaries, or do you think the boundaries are exactly what keeps the love alive? And the conversation continues on all social media platforms. We want to hear from you. With the 6 minutes that we left with, you can come through. But in conclusion, of course, we know that the architecture of intimacy is boundaries. They may feel like they are keeping people apart, but they are actually the architecture that allows intimacy to thrive. So this weekend, have a blueprint talk with your partner. If you're in a relationship, sit down, talk about boundaries. Then you're going to differentiate that this is comfort, that this is something that I'm willing to settle for, or this is chaotic, right? Find out where your partner needs a fence or where they need a bridge, because love without boundaries is just a storm, but love with boundaries is a sanctuary. Very interesting. So let us know what you think right there as we wrap up this beautiful conversation for our beautiful episode of Thursday, right? But with the 5 minutes that we left, there's something interesting that we would like to discuss with the tech guy right there, because you know that Thursdays are always for tech. So what do we have? Because I hear you.
So this is a prelude, ne?
Yeah,
of conversation that's going to take place probably sometime next week. But we've had this before. Android versus iOS.
Yeah.
I want to imagine the difference between Android and iOS is becoming marginally clear. It's no longer a nuanced thing. It's becoming wider. The gap is becoming wider and much wider.
Okay, we have a caller right there. A very good morning. You're live on the Vooka Breakfast Show. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mo, and good morning to your listeners at home.
Yeah.
So, great topic that you guys are talking about, Nolo here, by the way. So, now, boundaries, I would say, your phone. Ne?
Okay.
I want you to listen, ne? I'm not saying he should not go through my phone. However, there are certain people, if he goes through the WhatsApp, I would advise not to go. Because if we are kumbula, we've got friends. There's a certain conversation or uhlobo oncokola ngalo nomngane wakho. For example, you'll find out in we call him Hikamel, and now when he gets to the conversation, he will not understand. Uzofuna uqumba nxa kuthiwa yo umadlebe or ubanibane. Ne? It's not like us, and we love him. Hence I'm saying now I would suggest my partner, okay, fine, you can go through my phone if you want, it's fine. However, avoid a conversation kabani, because you will find something ethetha ngawe and you will not like it.
Look, so can I come in? Because I feel like sometimes the partners that we find, they say a lot about us. Like, why would somebody take their time to read conversations on WhatsApp? Because you need to find a reason for you to use someone else's WhatsApp. Let me say my phone is stolen and I have a SIM card with me, and your phone has like and can accept
dual
SIM cards, right? So can I then use your phone and import my contact so that I can talk to my people right there? So in that situation, will you allow me to use or share your WhatsApp with you?
Hence, I'm saying, now I will not have a problem, right? But you need to know that do not go there, because it's a no-go area. Not that there's something.
But they
not that there's something in the end. They will.
Yeah.
Hence indeed, please do not go there. But because because of the insecurities, okay, this person uyajola, but because most into needs, our friends would know them.
Okay, so let's say your boyfriend has a broken leg, and then when now to your friends you call him unyawa. But like, why would you not want him to find out that you call him unyawa?
Why should he? Because is it's the same thing as
why do you call someone with their names if you know it's going to hurt them?
You need to find something else that can easily describe him. Savannah, we know that is the guy who bought the Savannah Friday. We don't know the name, but we're going to find okay, that thing Simba Mangai. If your boyfriend 2 minutes noodle, you'll find 2 minutes noodle. We know we're talking about your boyfriend because
yeah. So for you, when it comes to boundaries, do you settle for comfort or you settle in chaos?
A comfort, man.
Comfort. Okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, man. Thank you so much. And have a very beautiful day ahead of you.
Thank you too, guys.
Thank you. There we go. Callers coming through and letting us know, about their take when it comes to boundaries in love. Are you settling for chaos or are you settling for comfort? So that's where we are going to end our edition of the Vooka Breakfast Show. This was your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. Till we meet tomorrow, thank God it's already Friday. I'm loving it. Same time, same place, right here. We're going to be meeting. And to everyone who was watching, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Thursday morning.